I think what's different about Peter Parker, what's different about Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And Peter Parker is a kid, and he grew up like we all did, and he had to do chores, and he had to, make money, and he had trouble talking to girls. I mean, I know I can identify with that in particular. But he was, he's not a billionaire. He's not an alien. He's a kid. And that's what makes him so relatable. And I think, to me, the domestic part of that drama was as important, if not more important, than everything else in the movie. And there's a scene with Sally Field and where Peter comes home and he's got bruises on his face. And I really liked doing that scene because it was, first of all, it was Sally and Andrew, and I was like, what did I do right in a past life to work with these people? It was amazing. But it just felt like a scene that, it didn't feel like a superhero movie, and I felt like that was an important thing for me. I didn't want to think in those terms. I wanted to think, as you say, a melodrama and just about the personal conflicts that would arise and what would really happen in that situation. If you were a guardian of a kid who was clearly troubled and came home with bruises on his face, you'd be terrified. It would break your heart. Yeah. And he's trying to do the right thing. And she's trying to do the right thing. And there's this wonderful, interesting, I think, very relatable conflict. But then there's also little innocent scenes like them in the hallway. And those, to me, are, movies ultimately are a social experience. And you have to really connect and care about the characters. And I think those are the moments where I think movies really come alive. And the action and the spectacle and the thrill, that doesn't mean anything if you don't care about the kid behind the mask. I wanted to get away from the idea of big movie. I wanted to make it small and intimate, and I wanted the characters and the actors to feel safe, and I wanted them to feel like I wanted it to feel spontaneous and natural, and not burdened by a big schedule or effects or anything like that. And so Andrew is a incredibly highly trained, very gifted actor. I mean, he's brilliant. If you've seen Red Riding or The Social Network or Boy A, you know the caliber of actor that he is.
Death of a Salesman.
Or Death of a Salesman. I saw it, in New York. I mean, he has a sixth gear, which is just extraordinary. And he can do intensity and lean into drama very well. And Emma is a light. She's a wonderful actor, but comes from a very different background. She did a lot of improvisational comedy. She did a lot of those Judd Apatow movies, and is really light on her feet. And when they came together, what was interesting is they're the kind of actors that are very spontaneous, and they love to improvise. And she brought out a lightness in him, and he brought out something, I think, deeper in her. And together there was just this multiplier effect. And it was about me getting out of the way. I wish I could take credit for it, but they're magic together. I remember we were shooting that scene. And it's a simple thing, and sometimes you're not aware of it when you're watching it, but I feel like you fell in love with them at that moment. I know I did. I felt like there was a real, and I was very happy to be able to be given the freedom to diverge from the script when I wanted to, because it was about the feeling. I think it's an interesting thing, and this is something that I've learned, and it's obvious when I say it, but there is a language, there are certain kinds of scripts where you're developing a rhythm, an Aaron Sorkin script or many brilliant scripts from over the years. And then there is something else, if you can tune into a certain kind of behavior, that's what was great about Andrew and Emma, is I feel like they got underneath everything, and it ceased to become acting, and it became behavior. And there was you can sense the way they move and the way they look at each other, and the eye contact and the awareness in those moments, and it becomes something different, and it's really it's a testament to their gifts. I think there's a reason why Spider-Man has been around for 50 years, and these comic book heroes are. And I wish I knew exactly what it was. I don't know what it is. But there's something, I think that there's a melodrama at the heart of a lot of these characters. I mean, you're a big comic book fan. You think that people are starting to appreciate just how much of a genius Stan Lee is. I mean, he is he's extraordinary, and like he's still. I mean, he's still coming up with characters and stories, and it's very impressive and humbling to see someone like that. But there's a complexity and a nuance that you find in comic books that I think people are starting to realize the power of.